What's up, Stratego brothers? This is OuweSok, and in this video I'm going to look at a game that I played in December 2017, so almost 2 years ago, against a gold kernel. I'm not going really back to playing Stratego, but I'm currently between games. I'm awaiting a Kickstarter game of Tainted Grail, which will take over my life, and until this happens I've thought of putting some comments in some order of games that I played that are already on my channel, so to make them more interesting to the viewers. So if you're familiar with my channel, then you will recognize the setup with the first row general. I've even dedicated a video to this setup, so if you want to know more about this setup, then feel free to check out this video that's in the setups playlist. I like sporting a first row general because against the gold players specifically, because in bronze and silver you will find some first row marshals and lotterers, and in the higher gold levels, these type of players are almost extinct, and this gives you also the advantage that people are not expecting to find such a big piece in one of the 6 front row places. So let's see how this game goes. I start as I do always, putting my captain in front of the general so that it doesn't get scouted too easily, and then I'm going to run in with my sergeant to attack this piece, because if you've checked out my Broken Pieces video series, which I think you should, you know that scouts are often found in this place, and finding a scout with your sergeant and some information about a piece that will recapture your sergeant is a good exchange for you. So let's continue. My captain charges, finds a lowly scout, and there is the colonel. There's no hesitation. You should not hesitate if you play this setup, and go and pick it up. The colonel cannot escape, and alas, in this game I quickly lose my general to his marshal. That's bad, of course, but still I know his marshal, there will be no surprise value in his marshal. I cannot go and capture a very big piece like a colonel by surprise. So it's not good. It's not the end of it's not good, but it's also not the end of the world. It's certainly not a situation that you should give up on the game. There's just plenty of room for maneuvering. So I find this piece behind the lake. It was only a captain, so that wasn't really a profitable move with my scout. Now I want to make a little bluff in my lieutenant. He doesn't take it, so the only thing I can do with my lieutenant is retreat back into the position with the tail between the legs. Okay, pick up a lieutenant, which is good. Now this captain is just a really expendable piece, and I would trade it for anything, for any kind of information. Capturing another lieutenant and then finding a bigger piece, that's good enough value for this captain. Okay, so now we have in front here 2 known majors, which is a little awkward. I still know his marshal, of course, hasn't moved from here. His major is here, and I'm just wondering what this piece is. And at the end I just make a bold play. I don't really recommend it, don't try this at home, but I thought it was worth a known major to find out where his general was. Not sure if this is a good play. I don't know if I would make it again, but at this time I didn't really have a good plan, so I just made this bold play of giving up a known major and find his general. So I know fair amount of pieces now. If we pause the game for a moment, I know his general, his major, marshal. These are two known captains. And if we look the material, these are 11, 16, 21, 26 pieces. And I have 6, 10, 16, 20, 27. So I'm up a piece, up a fair amount of information, and down a general and major versus a colonel. I would take red pieces any time of the day with this kind of game state. I just prefer to have the information and a little bit more pieces than the piece quality. It's really difficult for him to mount any kind of attack when his big pieces are known, because he has no clue where my marshal is, he has no clue where my spy is, and I, on the other hand, can attack freely with colonels in any place where his marshal and general are not placed. So, well, I'm not unhappy with the game state, and let's see how this pans out. He comes in with a piece that came from here. I just move back into the position and await. Okay, so my opponent came in with an unknown lieutenant and exchanged it for my known lieutenant. So this lieutenant captured a sergeant and exchanged for another lieutenant. So that's a really good deal for me. I just don't understand this kind of play by my opponent. You don't run with an unknown lieutenant into a known lieutenant to exchange him. That might be a good play if you're really ahead in material and this is clearing up the situation, but this is too early for this, and he should really have kept his unknown lieutenant for threatening me, bluffing me as if it could be something else, and hoping for me to spend a scout on it. And yeah, I didn't really like this play at all from my opponent. As you have seen as well, I have moved up my colonel here to attack or threaten his general. Let's see how this goes out. Okay, this is a very interesting spot now. First of all, this looks like a dangerous play from my side, putting my colonel next to his general. But if you put yourself in the shoes of your opponent, this is an unknown piece. Would you take the risk of capturing it with your general when you are looking at a favorable material position? No, he's just never ever going to take this this piece. If he is like desperate, then these kinds of plays are very risky, but in a situation where you're down material, he's just not going to risk losing his general and losing his entire advantage. So he chose to not move away his general. I think the plan that I had was hoping that he would move away with the general so that I could go and pick up his major. But what I learned instead is that he moved his spy up here to protect his general. Now this is a pretty interesting situation, and let's have a small theoretical discussion. What do you think is the most unfavorable for you? Lose your general to a colonel and have it recaptured with a marshal, as happened in this game, or capture with your marshal a general and have it recaptured with a spy? What of these two positions do you think is the least favorable for you? And I think that the least favorable for you is losing your general to the colonel. I think that's more painful than losing your marshal when capturing a general. You in this situation you still have your own general and the spy to match his marshal. And if you're now considering this situation, I have already lost my general to a colonel, and if this is my marshal, then I can capture his general, have it recaptured with a spy, and now we will have the situation that he has a marshal the kernel to my two kernels. So that's the exact same position as losing your marshal to a general. So with two on paper unfavorable exchanges, one of these two is actually nullified. So I think you should consider this, and this is something that can happen in your own games as well, that two unfavorable exchanges can actually be compressed into only one unfavorable exchange. So on this spot, if my marshal would be known, I would not hesitate and capture the general, lose it to the spy, and carry on, especially because I know where his his marshal is. So I will probably end up in some spot of the game to exchange one of the kernels, and then I will have a unbeatable kernel and my hidden spy to opposite his marshal. But if this were my marshal, it's unknown, I would never make it, because I don't want to reveal my marshal for nothing. I want to first capture something, a reasonable piece, like a major, before going to exchange it for a known general. So after this discussion, let's see how this game goes. I'm kind of stuck with my kernel. There's no way for me to advance here. I could be very bold to go in here, but the only thing that will happen is that I will get my kernel captured between his general and marshal. So there's just not much I can do. As is often the case in a situation where I'm down quality material, it's hard against a relatively passive player to create a game plan. So I'm just really thinking here what to do, how to find the game plan. I don't have the talent that a lot of other Stratego players have to instantly come up with good ideas, so I was really in this phase struggling a bit for ideas. That's his marshal coming down. This is still my known major. This is his known major, general, spy, and probably some garbage piece here. Okay, that's cute play, but it will never work. Again, he can just move up. You can move down with his spy if necessary, and move up one of these pieces to protect the spy. So that wasn't really a play that could end up winning. But okay. Okay, so this is a blunder. His marshal can come in here and threaten the colonel and the known major. But yeah, it's the power of the unknown piece. He doesn't know what this is. It could be the spy even. He doesn't want to take risks, so yeah, at the end he doesn't dare come in. So now the dangerous position is over again. My major is safe again. I'm trying to sneak in with my colonel over here, but he doesn't allow it, and corners it with his marshal. There's a low piece coming in. I don't want to allow passing by, so I will just capture it there. That's his general coming in, hoping to trap this colonel, so I'm moving in my spy pretending it to be the marshal. That's a play that I actually like to make a lot. Pretend your marshal to be the spy or your spy to be the marshal, because if your opponent makes some mistakes, it is going to be a really expensive mistake. Okay, a minor, that's an excellent capture. Now I'm fine with this lieutenant to lose against whatever. Anything that I get extra is a bonus. And look, I get another minor before it's recaptured with a captain. I go and run with my major. Yeah, as always, my opponent is scared. What is this? Is this a colonel? Is this the marshal? Is this a major? What is it? Is it a bluff? Is it a minor? What is it? So he doesn't really dare to encounter it, and I just run in and pick up the captain. So, thank you very much. And I'll see if I can get out for free. This looks like a colonel. This is probably weak piece, so I'm okay, and I grab it and I lose it against a colonel. So now I lost a major and a lieutenant here, but I got 3 minors and a captain. I won actually 2 pieces, so that's a really good exchange. He's down to 1 minor, and look, count his pieces. He's got now 6, 10, 14, 18 pieces, and I've got 4, 9, 12, 18, 22 against 18, so I'm up 4 pieces, up valuable information, and down some quality. As I said before, I would take the red position any time of the day. My opponent has to make good guesses to be able to win this game, and even if this he ends up guessing really well. If he's got a few pieces left, it will be very hard for him to attack my base and find my flag. He will have to still find all my bombs, and I can, even if he guesses everything correctly with the big pieces, it will still be tough for him to win the game with his piece to visit. So the game drags on, and he finds another colonel. He now knows my 2 colonels there and there. He knows this is a major, and he thinks this is my marshal. So yeah, that's where he thinks he's going to finish the game, and alas, he loses his marshal. So now, where the game was slightly in my favor, I think, now this game is over. His general comes in but cannot do any damage. Can just get my spy, and that's it. So yeah, I think we can stop the game here, so that you have to see how painfully bad I am in the end game. I end up picking his flag that was right here, and yeah, I'm sure that everybody will agree that from this moment on, with such a material advantage, both quality and quantity, this game is just over and no more interesting. So thank you for watching. Hope you liked it. Hope you liked it better than the mute games that I have mostly on my channel. And yeah, if you liked it, then feel free to check out more of the videos that I might upload with comments. Bye bye.